In John chapter 4, Jesus has an encounter with a man who was a royal official. Now, this royal official, he had some power, he had some resources, he had some connections, but he also had a problem. And that's the thing, all of us, no matter how much power or resource or connection we have, will eventually have a problem that our resources can't solve. Now, this royal official's problem was that his son was sick and his son was dying. I mean, it was dark times. He knew that the end was near for his son, and he was getting desperate. He had a problem that his resources couldn't possibly fix. But he had heard about Jesus. He had heard that there was a guy who had turned water into wine. He heard about a guy who was healing people. He heard about a guy who had been in Jerusalem, and people were paying attention to what he was saying. And this guy was in his town. So he went to Jesus. He sought him out, and he said, Jesus, I need your help. I'm at the end of my rope. I have a problem I can't solve. I need a miracle. And he asked Jesus to come and heal his son. And what Jesus tells him is fantastic. Jesus tells him, hey, go. Go. Something so simple. He just says, go. You go home. Your son will be healed. And the best part of the whole story, I mean, the part that is just so mind-blowing and just awesome, is this royal official who had just met Jesus, just met him, had heard about him, but had just met him. He takes Jesus at his word. I want you to think about those words. He took Jesus at his word. Jesus said, go, your son will be well. And in faith, being sure of what you hope for and certain of what you cannot see, faith, not being able to see the end result, but being willing to take a step into the unknown, this man leaves Jesus' side to go where he tells him to go home. He took Jesus at his word. And here's what I really believe about Jesus. We hear about him and we have encounters with him, but all of us, we get to a point where we're at the end of our ropes. No matter what our resources are or our abilities are, we come to a place where our resources cannot fix the problem that we're facing. And Jesus is there. He's right there. And we can take this to him, and we can make our requests of him, and we can also take him at his word when he says, go. Go. You don't have to be torn up inside over this anymore. Go. You can have peace. Go. He says, I will provide. Go. This doesn't have to dominate you or control you anymore. And I think far too often we make a decision not to take Jesus at his word. And instead of believing that what he says is true, what he declares is true, we stay right where we are instead of taking our next step of faith. Maybe Jesus has a miracle in your life right now. He's already declared it. He's already said it's there, but you need to take a step of faith into that miracle. It's time to go into the miracle. Will you take Jesus at his word? Will you believe him when he says that you are saved? That you're a child of God? That no matter who you are, no matter what you've done, no matter what's been done to you, that there is a place for you in his Father's house? Will you take him at his word when he says you are holy, you are set apart, you are chosen? Will you take him at his word when he says to you that there are good works he's already prepared in advance for you to do? And will you take a step of faith into the unknown, taking Jesus at his word and discovering his next great miracle in your life? Go.